Hi, this is John with Flat 6 Motorsports. Today we have a 991.2 Turbo S that we're going to put some larger turbochargers on. So let's get into it. So the 991.2 Turbo S comes pretty potent from the factory. Porsche sets this car up very nice, but there's an extreme amount of potential with this car, whether just tuning or some simple bolt-ons all the way up to what this is. This is basically our Stage 4 kit, which features some larger turbochargers. They're pure turbochargers. What they do is they take the stock housings, those are retained. So from the outside, it has the same turbo footprint, but the inside is bored out, machined out, and it has a larger turbine and compressor wheel, which allows us to force more air into the engine. Now, forcing that air into the engine, it breathes through a BMC high-flow air filter. On the exhaust side, we open it up to reduce some of the restriction coming out. This has a sole competition exhaust, which allows not only better tone and sounds with the car, but a freer flowing design to extract power. Now, most of the power is made, like I said, through the turbochargers. Tying that together is going to be the cob access port. So we use the cob access port, the base tuning, and then we'll do some custom configurations, or calibrations, sorry, to tie all the power output together. Using higher boost pressure, more timing, and some fueling adjustments needed to run this setup. Some of those parts basically puts it into a whole nother category of a car, but it still maintains the balance and the essence of what the 991 Turbo is. So with that being said, why don't we put it on the dyno, see what kind of power it's making with this setup, and then we'll take it out for a spin and give you some impressions. So we just got the car off the dyno, and as you can see on the last dyno run, it did 646.3 wheel horsepower. Now that translates to about 765 horsepower at the crankshaft on our dyno, which is up about 175 to 200 horsepower from stock on this. So it's pretty impressive gains. I think it's just about where you want to be on this car. Certainly there's more opportunities with meth. But these are really solid numbers for, essentially just turbos and just a couple bolt-ons. So why don't we get in the car, we'll take it for a spin and I'll give you some impressions. Okay, so we're taking off here in the 991.2 Turbo with the Stage 4 setup. Off the bat, you definitely hear a little more exhaust noise with the Soul Performance competition style exhaust. I think it's pretty welcome. The 991 generation, even the 992 as well, has a very subdued exhaust tone. So that's kind of a complaint we get pretty often with clients, is just kind of sounds like a vacuum cleaner. This definitely wakens it up quite a bit. Gives a lot more character and tone. Not too aggressive. We have the radio off, everything off, and you definitely hear it, so you have some persistence of sound. But I think it's very welcome on this car. Definitely could have a conversation on the phone. Probably hear more road noise once you get up to speed than anything. But the beauty of this car, obviously, is the power performance. So let's drop it down into Support Plus. I'm gonna go manual mode. I prefer driving that way, and just stretch the legs just a little bit. See this power. Stability is really good in these cars. Look at turn in it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So very good acceleration or power. Power comes on very nice. Not much lag at all. Feels very strong, very robust, and very smooth. Pulls very nice up top. I think that's one thing that I noticed with the bigger turbo cars is just how much power they make up top. Is definitely kind of next level. And let's do another little first gear roll on, why don't we? Yeah. Sorry, there's a radar detector that is warning me of a certain value of numbers that the wheels are turning. But needless to say, this car definitely delivers a lot all around functionality, comfort, performance. The Turbo S here, PCCBs are awesome. The brakes are fantastic. Suspension's pretty good on this car. Kind of more of a preference thing. I think it does the comfort aspect really great and good overall stability. So, it's not the most performance-inspired suspension setup, but it definitely is very capable, even at these power levels, of handling and composing itself. And it doesn't, eliminate the creature comforts of just driving this car, like if you're going out for a spin. Overall, though, the power is really nice, this car. It really changes the character of the car, too, from, a pretty fast, very polished car to give it just a little bit of that, like, edge, but in a very smooth, clean way. So it's like the edginess, the strength without, being over the top or outlandish about it. So it's really nice overall setup. Definitely a lot faster feeling. This, compared to a 992, the 992s I think have a little bit more to them. They make a little more power, of course. But the 991, as these, values start kind of coming down a little bit on these cars, and, more people either trade up to a 992 or maybe the 992.2 that's coming out, these will probably continue to depreciate some, but they're holding their value pretty well. Rightfully so. They're quite an incredible car. But I think it introduces an opportunity for somebody to get into a turbo model that, really delivers a lot for the money in terms of overall performance, comfort, options. This is a very nice place to be, a very nice cabin. And it's, world-class performance. And then when it's amped up to this level, it just makes it feel alive, and just a very fun experience. So if you're interested in performance for your 991 turbo, either the .1 or .2, the .2 has some slight tweaks to the turbochargers that make actually more power potential. It's a really good setup. This car does really well. Definitely check us out at flat6.com. We have a host of solutions. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. We have a lot of performance content coming out. Thanks. We'll see you in the next one.